Wait, money class topic is what? Oh, morning class. Yeah. In morning class, we discussed who creates object means what? Who create objects, no? IOC content responsible to create the objects. How we will create the object means we should give what? Information. How many ways you can give the information? One is wrong. Yeah, single configuration and Java-based configuration. Java-based configuration and right? Next one. The three types of configurations we have. There is a morning class, what we have. Morning class, what we completed, right? See guys, now I'll go for the Spring. What is a Spring? Spring is a generally basically you can call it as a framework, right? Spring is what? Framework. Spring framework, guys. What is a framework? First, we have the clarity. Some people ask the question like, what is a framework? So when you start the framework, what is the framework? Tell me, guys, what is the framework? So we have the course Java. Some we done in the Java now. Framework. What is a framework? What is a framework, guys? Tell me. We implemented component. Framework is something like semi-implemented component. I think, but framework will give a more predefined logic. More predefined support they will already implemented. They already what? Implemented predefined support. They implemented what? Predefined support. See guys, basically we have the old approach. Old approach just to connect the database. Just to connect with what? Database. We write the multiple logics. We should write what? Multiple logics. Framework is providing the more predefined support. More predefined support. The framework will provide the more predefined support simply. See guys, a few years back, like 2000, 2005, that time, you're interested to eat the noodles story. What story, ma? Noodles. If you're interested to eat the noodles, what you guys will do? You're interested to eat the noodles in what year? 2000, 2005, like that. You have to take the maida pindi. You have to take what? Quality maida pindi. Already we have very good maida pindi here. Already what? Very good maida pindi is there. Then we need to boil that water and we need to put the maida pindi into water and we need to prepare those small wires. Prepare what? Small wires. After that wires are ready, then we need to go into what? After the wires are ready, then what we have to do? Same way you have to prepare the masalas. We need to prepare all the masalas. And after preparing the masalas, after preparing the wires, we need to boil, add this masala and we need to prepare the noodles, right? We need to prepare what? Noodles. To do this process, how much time it will take? It will take almost 2 hours time it will take, right? Very fastest 2 hours time. Yeah, minimum it will take 2 hours time to do this work. And what we can say here, one is the take the prepare the like wires and prepare the masala. It will take how much time, guys? Yeah? 2 hours. After 2 hours, you got to know that okay, my noodles are ready. You're going to eat the noodles, right? You're going to eat what? Noodles. But nowadays, what we are doing is, Maggie. So you're going for the shop and taking the 2 minutes happy noodles or Maggie noodles. You're taking what? Noodles. You come to the home, preparing how many minutes, guys? Here, 2-3 minutes. You're the Maggie ready, right? Noodles are ready. Noodles are what? Ready. So that Maggie noodles is called framework, guys. That Maggie noodles is what? Framework. So Maggie noodles means what? Almost all 50%, 70% work is done, right? How much work is done? Yeah. See, 5 years back, we don't have the masala packets, but these days they're giving what? Masala packets also, right? How much percentage is ready? 80% work is done. 80% work is what? Done. It means what? That is called framework. Framework means what? Ready-made, what you can say, ready-made data. Which is giving the more predefined support, guys. Giving what? More predefined support. Yeah, so just you can take the Maggi noodles, take what, Maggi noodles, and taking how many times to prepare the Maggi noodles, 2 minutes. 3 minutes, So that is the framework. Framework is like semi-implemented component. Semi-implemented component. Or semi-developed software. Semi-developed means what? Almost all work is completed. Almost all work is completed. But that is called framework, guys. Framework is a what is the framework? Framework is a semi-implemented component of semi-developed software. Semi-developed software. Semi-implemented component of semi-developed software. Which go giving more predefined stuff. See guys, long back, to start the office or to start the software company, to start what? Software company. How much what they require to start the software company? We need to take one building for the rent, and we need to prepare the desks, and we need to bring the laptops like the systems. We need to bring what? Systems, and we need to take the floor mats, and we need to take the decorations. We need to do this much work. We need to do this much work. It means what? Before spring framework, we have the JDBC, servlets, the old approaches. We need to do everything is what manual work. Everything we have to do what? Everything we have to do the manual work means tell me guys, we need to prepare the desks and prepare the chairs and prepare the systems and everything we need to do what? Manual work. But nowadays what we are doing, tell me guys, if you want to start the office, if you want to start what? Office. Just in a high-tech city, we have the plug and play offices. Already environment setup is ready. Already what? Setup is ready, then go and use that setup, right? Go and use that setup. So we have the cabin, cabin with the 5 systems and 2 meeting halls and 2 car parkings. They already provided. So they provide the entire environment. It's just to go and use that office, right? Yes, it means here we are building from scratch. Already we have the data, just we are using. Already we have the data, just what we are doing here. We are using that data, right? We are using what? Right, that's it. What the framework? Framework is it? Semi-implemented component or semi-developed software. Semi-developed software. So guys, you want to connect the database here. To connect the database, what we need to do, like old approach, to connect to the database. First, we need to load the drivers. Load what one? Drivers. Just to connect with the database, we need to do load the driver. Load the driver. Second one is what? Create the connection. Create what? Connection. Next one is what guys? Process the query. Process the query. Last one is what? Close the connection. See guys, what the first step to connect the database here? First step is what to know? Load the. Okay, load what? Second step. Create the connection. Load the driver. Create the connection. Third step. Last step. Close the. Close the connection is the last step. But if you observe here, load the driver, create the connection, close the connection. That is the common for one file. All files are. All files. What is the data is common? Tell me. Load the driver. Load the driver is common. Create the connection is common. Close the connection is also common. Yes, sir. What is common? Load the driver, create a connection for. That is a common data. That is what? Only file to file, what is changing? Maybe crossing the query change. Process the query change. But what is a common? Tell me. Load the driver, create the connection, close the. That's it. See guys, the common logic we can call it as a real-time infrastructure logic. What logic we are calling what? Infrastructure means what? Create, load the driver, create the connection, process the query, close the connection, close the connection. These all are what? Infrastructure logic. What logic? Yeah. See guys, fourth floor they are doing some construction. They need to big like gated communities. Fourth floor they are doing some operations. What they will do? They will prepare some what we can say lift type, right? Oh yes, they are doing, they are preparing some lift type to carry the goods, right? Yes or no? It means what? That carrying the good, that setup is what logic is here? Infrastructure logic. How many times you load the driver, create the connection, close the connection. Every time we need to do what? Those operation guys, that logics are what logics are? Then what is the business logic? Huh? Process and queries what logic? Understood that? What is infrastructure? What is the business logic? Load the driver, create the connection. Infrastructure logic. What is the main logic? Something like we need to start the meeting, guys. Someone is coming, prepare the dais and prepare the podiums and prepare the mics and all. Those all are what logic, sir? Sandeep is coming and he is sleeping in the dais. That is what logic? Business. What logic? Yeah. So load the driver, create the connection, close the connection. What logic? That is a business logic. Framework says that I will take care about the infrastructure logic. You will take care about what? Business logic. You take care about what logic? You give me the database username, password, IP address. Give me the database username, password, IP address. You give me the database username, password, IP address. I will take care about the loading the driver, create the connection, close the connection, everything I will handle. You are responsible to write only what logic along. That's very powerful. So the framework will focus on what logic? Business logic, right? Huh? The framework will provide automated infrastructure logic. Hey developers, I will provide infrastructure logic. You focus only on your business logic. Before the framework, we should load the driver, create the connections, close the connection, read the files, close the files, everything we have to manually. Everything we have to what? But framework says that what? I will take care about the infrastructure logic, you take care about the. That is called framework. Okay, total I got 2 points. What is the framework? What is the framework? Framework is what? What is the framework is what? Semi-included component, semi-developed what? Okay na? Okay na? ఏం కాదులే ఈ ప్రొజెక్షన్ రేపు ఉండదు ఏమైంది ఏం కాదు ఎట్లా కూడా మాకు ఏమైంది మళ్ళీ రేపు పొద్దుకి మళ్ళీ అంతా దాని ఏముంటారు మళ్ళీ లెంట యాక్ట్ కావాలి The first point, what is a framework? Framework is what? It means they are giving the more predefined support. Semi-included component means they already build the work. Second point is what? Framework will focus on what logic? Infrastructure logic. Framework will focus on infrastructure logic. You focus on what logic? What is the infrastructure logic? Means loading the driver, creating the connections. ఏంటన్నా అంత సీరియస్ ఎంత బుక్ లో ఉంటారు అందరూ ల్యాబ్ లో ఏమన్నా that is called framework. Framework is what? Magnitudes. Magnitudes is the framework. Because వాళ్ళు already చేశారు. How much would they have done? You focus on remaining. You focus on what? And the plug and play offices. At time if you want to start the office, like cabin study చేయాలి, system study చేయాలి, decoration study చేయాలి, all we need to do. Now you can go for the Skyview Towers and you can go for the Heritage Towers and all. They will provide for what? Monthly basis. They'll give the cabin with 5 systems and what? Two meeting rooms and all, everything with highly what? Highly qualified and highly looking like నిలబడడానికి కాదమ్మా work easy, highly centralized will provide. They will charge as per the usage. As per the they will charge as per the usage. Like see guys, previously also see your hostels are there. Previously hostels only bed is there. Now hostels bed is there. Double card bed is there, Wi-Fi is there, AC is there, fridge is there, washing machine is there, everything is there. You just go and sleep. Just go and watch. It means like everything is there. You use it and you can come back, right? Yes or no? Yes. It means what? SEBI implemented everything. SEBI, they are saying like SEBI homes or something like that, right? SEBI? SEBI furniture like that, SEBI blood component. Very done. Yes. Frameworks are 3 types. Frameworks are how many types? 3 types. Type 1, type 2, type 3. How many types of frameworks? 3 types. 3 types. How many types of frameworks, ma? 3 types. Types of frameworks. How many types means? 3. One is like, first one, the second one, third one. First one. How many types of frameworks? What are the 3 types? 3 types of frameworks. First one, second one, and what? But picture first one, second one, and what? That's called types. Different types we have. Types of frameworks are what? How many types of frameworks? Different types of frameworks we have. See, what are the types of frameworks means? We have the frameworks like web frameworks. What frameworks? Web frameworks will focus on like to write the business logics. Those are called web frameworks. What frameworks? Web frameworks will focus on only business logics. What logics? Business logics. Okay. Business logics. Web frameworks will focus on only what logics? Second one is like we have the ORM frameworks. What frameworks, ma? ORM full form is object relational mapping. Object relational ఎందుకు మీరు గట్టిగా అవుతున్నారు కదా Hey, types of frameworks. How many types of frameworks we have? What are the 3 types? Web frameworks, ORM frameworks, UI frameworks. What frameworks? Web frameworks will focus on the business logics. Web framework will focus on what logic? ORM frameworks will focus on the database operations. What operations? That is called ORM framework. ORM representing object relational mapping. Ethical trivia Types of frameworks. How many types of frameworks? Topic is there is how many types of frameworks? What are the three types? Wait, web frameworks means which will focus on the business logics. Will focus on what logic? ORM frameworks. ORM framework will focus on what? When database operations, guys, ORM is object relational mapping. Object is Java object, relation is database table. Database variable you are calling it as what? Relation. Mapping means what about? Mapping. That is called ORM. Object relational what? Mapping. Third one is the UI framework. Guys. See, web framework is like, in the old days, we have the Structs is a web framework, JSF is a web framework. These are the Structs. Structs is the best example of the web framework, which is long back, we have the Struct framework. ORM framework, generally we are calling it as a Hibernate. Hibernate is what? ORM framework. See, web framework will focus on what logic? Business logic. ORM framework will focus on what logic? Database operations, right? So database operation is what Java application carries the database to read the data, update the data, whatever it may be, database operations. Okay, UI framework will focus on what logic guys here? UI logic. UI logic means nothing but what guys here? React. React JS. Wait, how many types of frameworks total? One is the web framework will focus on what logic, business logic. ORM frameworks will focus on subjects topic how many types of frameworks? One is a web framework focus on the business logic. ORM framework focus on the database operation. UI framework will focus on the UI operation. Web frameworks the best example is what? Struct. ORM framework focus on UI frameworks are what? Nice. These are types of frameworks. Sir, all are okay fine, but where is my Spring framework? Where is my Spring framework? Spring is what type of framework, sir? Spring is web framework. Spring is what? ORM framework. Spring is what? UI framework. What is the Spring? UI. What is the? What is what? Spring. Spring is some. Use your Spring and course you want. Is Spring there? Spring is what kind of framework? Web framework, ORM framework, UI framework. Backend. You backend, I front end. Actually, between the front and back end is what? Hey, listen. Types of frameworks, how many types of frameworks we have? One is what? Framework, ORM framework, UI framework. But see, coming to Spring is guys, like Spring is a modular framework. Spring is what framework? Some like Spring you can say modular framework or complete application development framework. So complete what you can say modular framework or we can say like tell me guys complete what you can say application development framework. Is a modular framework or complete application framework guys? Sir, what is this modular framework, sir? See, complete coming to Spring framework. Spring is coming with the modules. Where Spring come with what? Modules. Spring is the intent is like Spring with modules concept. Spring with what concept? They give modules format. Structs like completely web. Hibernate is completely ORM. React is completely UI. But Spring is coming with what? Modular. What is a modular framework means? See, for example, they given like Spring Core module. Spring Core module is responsible to build like standalone applications. What application? They're giving the Spring Core some modules like some concepts like beans, dependency injections, auto wiring. They're given some concept to build the standalone applications. Spring Core module. Next one, they given Spring test module to make the unit test cases to build the unit what test cases. They given Spring transaction module to make the transaction like global transaction and local transactions. Local versus what? Global transaction they will build. They're giving one module for the transactions. They give one module for what? Spring Core module they given for the dependency injection, beans auto wiring to build the standalone application. Spring text module for the test cases. Spring transaction module for what? Transaction management. They given the Spring MVC guys to build the web applications. To build what application, ma'am? Web application. They given the Spring REST module to build the REST APIs. To build what? To build the what APIs, ma'am? REST APIs to build. They given the Spring security module to build the security OAuth module, open authorizations, and JWT token to build like that. Spring security module. So they given the Spring Core module, Spring Test module, Spring Transaction module, Spring MVC module, Spring REST module, Spring Security module, and what? Spring JDBC, Spring JDBC is not good. Spring Data JPA module to work with what? Database. Spring Data JPA to work with what? Database. To work with database guys. Like that they given the one module, multiple modules. Spring they given the AI module to implement the artificial intelligence. They given the Spring web Spring social module to build the social media websites. Social media concepts are implemented. They given Spring what they can say here Spring batch module nice. Spring batch guys to build the batch operations. Batch operation is to handle bulk data. To handling what? Bulk data. Why like that we have one module or multiple modules? They given the Spring is what framework, ma? Spring is a modular framework. Every model is given for the specific reason. Given for what? What it? Spring is what framework? Modular framework means they gave the different modules. Every module can be its own task, like Spring Core module, standalone application, Spring test module, test cases, Spring MVC module for what? Building the web application, Spring what module? REST module to build the REST APIs. Sir, I don't know REST APIs, MVC. You have to focus on what specific modules for a specific reason. Wait, specific project for what? Specific module for the specific reason. That is a modular framework. ఏం కావాలా పడుకోండి మనం సడన్ ఆపేస్తే అక్కడ అందరూ ఎగేస్తారు లాస్ట్ సైడ్ పడుకోవాలి అక్కడ అక్కడ వాళ్ళందరూ ఇట్లా లేచిపోతున్నారు ఏమైందా ఏం కాదు అటెండ్ సార్ క్లాస్ ఆపారు కాసేపు మరి అర్థమవుతుందా ఎదురవుతుందా స్ట్రింగ్ ఎట్లా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఉందా డల్ బోర్ కొడుతుందా బాగుంది బాగుంది తయారయ్యాడు కూల్ బడి బడి గుడి లేవండి అమ్మా చదువు types of frameworks. ఏమేంటి? These are the frameworks. Web framework అనేది these are the frameworks అంటారు. సో లేదా చూడు కంప్లీట్ కదా. Why Spring is what? Spring is a web framework, ORM framework, UI framework, modular framework. It means Spring have the different modules. Every module is for the specific reason. Spring core module support the beans, dependency injection, auto wiring, build what? Standard application. MVC module for the build the web application, REST module for the REST APIs, test module for the test cases, transaction for the transaction, security, data JPA, AI. We have the different modules, guys. Different modules. See, guys, in application, we have the different types of logics. Different types of logics. Different types of logics. In my project, for the database operation, I use Spring Data JPA module. For database operation, what module? Spring Data JPA module. For the business logic, I use structs. Business logic, I use what? Structs. For the testing, I use like Selenium and QA and automation testing I use. It means what the project is built using one technology, different technologies are there. Exactly. So for the testing, I use a Selenium. For the REST APIs, I'm using the Spring REST. For the database, I use like Hibernate. I use it what? See guys, business logic, I use it Structs. REST APIs, I use it what? Spring REST. For like business logic, Structs. Database operation, Hibernate. Testing, I use Selenium, different technology. The project is built using one technology, different technology. Inside the project, for the specific reason, go for the specific module. The specific module of the Spring. Yes or no? In my project, only for the REST APIs building, I am going for the Spring REST module. For the security, other Python. For the like database operation, Hibernate. For the business logic, Structure. So no. Front end React. Assume like that. It means different logics done different like my project using one technology, multiple technology. Out of these all, I'm using Spring REST module to build REST APIs. Security, I'm using Spring Security. Yeah? No, yes, sir. No. Spring Security module only for Spring REST module only for the REST APIs. Remaining all operation. All technologies. All technologies. One technology, all technologies are. All technologies, all operations. Spring is only for what operations? REST. So the REST APIs to build only Spring REST I used. For remaining transactions, security, connections, testing, I use one technology. Spring technology, other technologies are. Option 1. Was will follow that style. Was will follow only Spring REST for the REST API. Remaining, I'll use refined technologies. Remaining technology. Yes. But Raju is not like that. Raju is a genuine guy. Raju's complete application is built using Spring only. Raju complete application built using what? Spring. It means Spring database operation, Spring data JKS, Spring security purpose, Spring security, transaction purpose, Spring transaction, testing purpose, Spring tester, MVC purpose, Spring MVC, batch purpose, Spring batch. It means his project, all operations are built using what? Huh? Got how many options we have got? Option 1. In your project, use the specific module of the Spring for the specific reason. Remaining you can use other technologies, no problem. Option 2, complete application build using all the Spring modules. All the you don't want anything, close the laptop and what? Get out of the house. 3 options. Option 1. Option 1. Spring for only specific purpose, remaining purpose, remain technologies. Option 2. All are built using Spring modules. Option 3. Don't use any modules, no frameworks, nothing. Close the laptop, marry someone, and what? Take more buffalo. Say that what? Today, my friends. What? Hi friends. One thing, hi friends. For the today, that's all in what? Framework is a semi-implemented component and semi-developed software providing the more predefined support. Example is Maggie Duties, plug and play officers, like really stand pages, something like that. Got it? Huh? Yes. Got it. And the framework will focus on what logics? Framework will focus on? Then you will focus on what logic? Infrastructure logic means creating connection, closing the connection, loading the drivers. This all we are not doing. Just you focus on the business logics. You focus on what? So infrastructure logics and what? Business logics. And how many types of frameworks? 3 types of frameworks. We have the frameworks. But Spring is what framework? Spring is given in the form of the modules. What modules you want, you can use that module for your project. Other logics you can go with what? Other operation. Otherwise, complete project is built using what? Thing. Third option is what? You don't want any projects or nothing. Stop learning and what? Go and marry someone. That's it. Marry someone. Take both your pillows. Morning, hi friends. Wait, got it? Got it, data. Spring is a what framework then? Spring is a Spring is a modular framework. Spring is what framework? That's it. Write some points. Framework is a semi-implemented semi-developed software. Example for the real life. Instant noodles. Base is ready, just water and photo frame. Structure is ready, just add the footer, plug and play offices. Example. Load the driver, create the connection, create the statement object, write the query, execute it. Process the result. Process the result is classic async, close the connection. In framework like Spring and data check, very silence. The frameworks will focus on what? Infrastructure logic. So developers will focus on only business logic. Hey, what are the different types of frameworks? There are different types of frameworks. Okay, first question then. Explain infrastructure logic versus business logic. The infrastructure logic, load the driver, create the connection, create the statement object, write the code and execute it. See, load the driver is infrastructure logic, database operation infrastructure, sorry, database connection infrastructure logic. And the statement object creation also what logic? Infrastructure logic. Only execute the law, execute the query is what? Business logic. Close the connection also infrastructure logic. The framework will focus on what logic is here? Infrastructure logic, like 1, 2, 3, 5 is handled automatically. So the developer will focus on only step 4, the business logic. Infrastructure logic means what? Logic and technical setup. Business logic means what? Requirement. So one is asking about the framework. Framework is included component that handle the infrastructure logic. So developer will focus on what logic? Business logic. Types of frameworks. There are 3 types of frameworks mainly we know. Web framework, ORM framework, and Spring is what framework based? It means each module, every module in Spring performs specific operation. Each module in Spring, each module in Spring performs specific operation. At least you should have like this 10 modules base. Spring Core module, which is having the standard application built with IOC containers, dependency injections, like ఇంకేం వాటి చెప్పారు Spring Core ఒకటి Spring Security provide authentications and authorizations. Spring Transaction module provide the commit and rollback, commit the transaction, rollback the transaction. Test module for the unit test cases. Batch module to perform the batch operations. Bulk data. Spring Data JPA module to work with the database operations. Spring MVC to build the web application. Spring REST for the REST APIs. Spring Cloud to build the microservices. To build what? Microservices. Spring AI website. Spring Cloud to build the microservices. And we have Spring AOP model, guys, very important one. 1 second, stop writing here. See, here AOP model is used for the separating the cross-cutting concerns. AOP is separation of data, guys. Used for the separating. Used for what? Separating, like separating the cross-cutting concern from the main business logic. Cross-cutting concern from what? See, what is a cross-cutting concerns means we have the security. We have what? Security. See guys, we have the business logic and we have the security logics. Both will mixing up. Security logic, business logic, transaction logic, we have the three logics, sir. Business logic, security logic, transaction logic. Main business logic, we need to combine the security, we need to separate the security logic. That is everybody will. Cross-cutting concerns in the sense security, logging, batch processing, these all are cross-cutting concerns. Cross-cutting concerns. Yes or no? Yes, sir. See guys, security logic write in separate file. Transaction logic in separate file. Logging logic in separate file. We need to separate these logics from which logics? Main logics. We separate that logics from what logic? Logics. That will do by AOP. How we will do? I'll write the code separately. Security logic separate, logging separate, and the transaction separate, and main business logic separate. I will write. But AOP will do what? Separating the data. Separating data from? Separation of data. Used for separating the cross-cutting concerns from? Any modules in check madam? How many written here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least you should have the clarity for the 10 modules. What the modules will. Well, option 1 is what? In real-time project, it is possible to implement the particular layer using Spring module, specific Spring module. Other layers you can develop using what? Other technologies. Option 2 is what? You can build the entire project using what modules, guys? Huh? Modules. The last one. Write the points. We hope you done this points and notice done. Okay, you have the presentation logics ಅಂತಾರೆ but the presentation logics presentation logic huh training no this go this go hey తీసుకోవచ్చు you can like అమ్మా తీసుకోవచ్చు ఏం కాదు HTML says is what logic presentation logic ఇంకా business logics nice persisting కాదురా persisting అంటే wait the database operation like we are see client layer we have the presentation layer logic is presentation logic server side we have the business logic server side we have what logic server side business logic client side presentation logic database operation you are connecting right what we are using for the database connection hibernate spring data jpa these are for what logic database operation logic right that logic we are technically calling it as a persistence logics. What logic, sir? Persistence logic, sir. What logic, sir? You don't say like that. Like this. Persistence logics. What logics? Persistence logics. How many logics? Three logics. One is presentation logic. Business logic. Presentation logic means presentation logic. Business logic means business logic. Persistence logic means okay. At the points. Because sometimes you use the term like the persistence layer. Persistence layer means the layer connecting it to what? Database. How many days of frameworks? Raster? Complete? Then title modules, big modules. Use some numbers for the modules. Write the 10 modules like 10 numbers. open source and licensed versions, right? Same. Spring is open source or licensed version? Open source. Huh? Open source. How many modules? First module runner? Core model, REST APIs, MVC, data JPA, transaction, security. This word security, batch, test, cloud, AOP. AOP is for the separation. First means you are free of cost. License means you have to pay money. Hey, today is all about like Spring. If I ask what is Spring means, what you will tell? Spring is a Spring is a modular framework. Each module can do specific task. Our Spring will see. Someone is asking what is Spring means. You tell us perfect installation. Today we talk about the final year Spring. Someone is asking what is Spring means. You tell us Spring is a modular framework. Each module is having a specific purpose. For example, Spring REST API like that. Modular framework, specific model for the specific reason. Second is Spring is focused on what logic, infrastructure logic, so that developer will focus on what business logic. Spring is a open source framework to build the web applications and what enterprise applications. To build the web and what enterprise application. And Spring is like semi-developer software. Semi-developer software. 4 points I told. Spring is a modular framework which is having the different modules for different purposes. And Spring is like focus on infrastructure logic, for the developer will focus on what? Business logic. Third point is what? Semi-developer software. And fourth point is the Spring is an open source framework. And fifth point is using Spring you can build the enterprise application web applications. Web applications and what? Yeah. Maybe you have the question like what is a web application, what is an enterprise application? Web applications means like which is access to the browser, something like Book My Show, Access Bank applications, Book My Show applications and what? Tell me some web application. IRCTC, Flipkart, Redbus. Myntra, Flipkart and Japur. I all are same category. Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon, only category. So tell one. Amazon. One is what? Redbus. One is IRCTC. One is Book My Show. One domain you tell one. Zomato, food delivery apps. Zomato. Like that we have this web application. Access using browser. Enterprise application means which solves like organization issues. Which solves what? Organization operations makes easy. Organization operations makes easy. One more time, enterprise application. See guys, it solves the enterprise problems. Enterprise problem is what? Enterprise means bigger company, one company. It solves the enterprise problem, nothing but enterprise application. The enterprise application which solves the enterprise problem. Enterprise problem. Tell me some enterprise applications. Which solves the enterprise issues. Me company, your company is an enterprise. Yes or no? Your company is an enterprise. What problems you are solving, Prasanthi? Huh? Like enterprise will tell you solve it and about no. ఏందిరా ఎంటర్ప్రైజ్ enterprise applications like solve the enterprise issues within organization. Tell me some example for that. Microsoft, Amazon. Unlike me, tomorrow will meet. Bye.